Today is day 5 of Vlogmas. It is 5 days, right? Let's check again. Vlogmas day 5. Where have the time gone? It is crazy. I've been talking for 5 days in a row. Anyway, I'm gonna pull the drawer to find out what we're doing today. So day 5, we have a water with me. As if you didn't know what it was, since it's basically in the title, but for a dramatic effect. As I water, we are going to have a little chat about underwatering. Welcome to my world. Most of you know on this channel, I struggle with watering my plants. I don't have it figured out, but I've learned a few things in my bad habits that I love to share with you. I've learned how to do it better. So we're going to have a little chat about that today as I water. What a great thing to talk about when you're watering. This is what I got to do to have you with me when I water. I don't usually have this table here. I usually do everything on my, where you guys see me repot. That's kind of what I do. For the sake of this video, we're gonna water on here. And I think I might have to angle the camera. I think that might work. Oh. Okay, that works. Okay. I have a bucket. I use a dish rack from the kitchen, and this little Lowe's bucket actually grabs onto the sides. This is crazy. I use this to flush the plants that I do want to flush, and I empty the bucket of water, usually outside. It's going to be interesting to do it outside since it's covered in snow outside. All right, this is my little setup, I guess. I've never really done a watering video before. This is my first. I do have a little bit of notes on here that I'm going to kind of refer to. Before I water, I am going to fertilize today. I don't really do any kind of anything fancy with my watering. I do use fertilizer sometimes, and I use Systemic 209 with my watering for pest control. And then I have these fungus gnat treatment pellets that dissolves in water. I do this. And especially now that the soil is staying a little bit more wet, I usually don't have to worry about that in summer, but now that it's not summer anymore, definitely have to do it. How I've changed my habits as an underwaterer is a pretty big deal. Especially that we're going through so much right now with Lobo, our pup has epilepsy. It's kind of hard to keep up with everything, but this helps. I have been getting better, believe it or not. I know a lot of people say don't water on a schedule. Well, I do. I water on a schedule. It doesn't mean that every plant is going to get watering on the day I'm scheduled to water. It doesn't mean that. It just means it is the day I'm going to water. And I will check my plants to see who needs water and who doesn't. I will water. Maybe I'll make a mental note to do it in a few days, or it's going to get watered next week. So I usually stick to once a week with watering. How can you tell when a plant needs water? By the weight of the pot. You just get to know your plants after a while. And then I use clear pots, so that helps me a whole lot to find out if something is still moist or something is dry. And then you guys know when I record my plant videos, sometimes I do have a little watering cup container while I'm filming. When I show a plant and I know it needs water, I will water right there. So I do do that as well. That's not really on a schedule, but on Fridays is when I make it a point to water. Today is not Friday, but today, for the sake of this video, we're doing it today. So it's kind of messing up my schedule, but not every plant in here need watering. So sometimes on my watering days, I have a big full watering session, and that can take about 2.5 hours. So sometimes when I water, I do like clean plant leaves and rinse my plant because there's a bathroom across the way here, so I could do that. But yeah, sometimes I do that as well. Make it a kind of a day event. I watered this plant yesterday because I knew it needed water. So that does not need watering. Okay, I like to use this when I'm watering, and then sometimes I do use this. But for the plants that I'm not going to be picking up and bring it over here, they're going to get this. So it's just easy for me to water like that. Okay, so one of the things that have helped me is I always have water handy. I even have a distilled water in the closet there for my carnivorous plants. I have water ready to go most of the time. I actually filled this water 2 days ago because I was going to water. And then I thought, why not water with you guys? As I was saying earlier, I usually have water around, so I know that if the water is around and already filled, I have a likely chance of watering that day. So the other thing you can do is make watering enjoyable. Okay, so I said make watering fun. So yeah, that's something that you could do too, where you're listening to music while you're watering, watching a YouTube video, or listening to a YouTube video while you're watering. All right, so this is where sometimes why watering takes me a while because I let things soak up. But sometimes, like when I'm watering, I'm going back to my computer and working a little bit, and then I will come back to this. Let this soak up for a little bit. While that is soaking up, I'll finish my thought. Make watering fun, like making it like a planned spa day, but also make it where you can listen to music, do listen to plant chores or other people's YouTube channel where you're doing stuff like this. But lately, I have been doing watering as a task where I have no stimulation other than what I'm doing, and it kind of allows you to be bored. Lately, that's been the thing that I've been really trying to do more of, is to get bored. When you get bored, your brain actually relaxes and then creativity comes alive. So I'm kind of doing that today a little bit. I know I'm talking to you guys, but I'm watering, but I have no music playing. I have no other stimulation going on. I'm not going to be recording this video for 2.5 hours. This is going to be like 20 minutes. I'm looking forward to seeing if anything comes up in my mind where I'm actually relaxed, not really on my phone. I'm not scrolling because my phone is my camera. So that's really good. I've been really looking at lately is scheduling, like being bored. And when you're watering, definitely you have there's boredom there. But you get to observe your plants and you get to see what they're doing. Like for instance, right now this multiflora is flowering and the leaves are dying off. So it's pretty crazy. I'm actually think I'm gonna clip some leaves while we're here as well. We are gonna clip some plant leaves while we're here because I just don't like what's happening here. I mean, I can show you. I don't know. Look at that. You know, multifloras are that plant that could possibly get spider mites. This is like also my trash bucket because I'm just putting all the trash leaves in there. All right, so I think I'm going to now flush them on here so they're ready to go. And I usually just take the same water. You know, what's this? Cool. I watched this video about being bored, and I'm definitely looking to practice that next year, even now. I'll link the video in the description if you want to check it out. So the other thing that helps me with underwatering is I grow some of my plants in no drainage. That has been quite the game changer for me with watering. But I'm realizing some things about no drainage that I would love to share in a video. So I'll have to do a separate video on that for another day. I do grow some of my plants in no drainage, and it's been just wonderful with watering. I also do semi-hydro for some. I use self-watering pots when I can. I don't grow my Hoyas in self-watering pots, although I know a lot of people that do. I don't do that, and I don't know, it might, well, I actually grow one Hoya in semi-hydro in a self-watering pot, but I actually would love to try that one of these days to grow my Hoyas in self-watering pots. All right, I'm going to give this one a little flush. It's really dry, and that's not good. I missed a watering on this one. I'm going to try to give it a good soak. So some of my plants, I have a bottom, I don't have a drainage hole at the bottom, and that helps me with watering too. I definitely take advantage of that as well. That's the other thing that I do. Sometimes I don't worry about flushing my plants, and this is finished. I have never flushed my string of pearls. It kind of sit in the water and soak up because it's in terracotta, and it's just done fine. It's done fine for me. This one this one needs water. And we're gonna put it in here. I'm gonna let this one soak up as well. I'm not gonna worry about flushing it. So I do set an alarm sometimes to come back around and check my plants that have a cover pot on the bottom. This one actually needs something. If you see what this looks like, this is my Pilea peperomioides. It's not doing great at all. I have never had yellowing leaves on this plant until the past few months ago. Look at that. I have so much. I need to take care of this. The pot is really hard, and if you know this plant does grow a lot of babies, so I can feel a lot of stem, like other babies growing in here, like right there, there's one. So I'm gonna give it a little cleanup right now. I'm gonna let it soak in there. I actually have, this one has one of these trays on the bottom so it can soak up all the water since it's a very thirsty plant. Oh, crispy. Not happy. Not happy with me one bit. All right, is that it? Yeah, I think so. All right, I think I'm gonna just. All right, so we're gonna put this plant back and then water it. Let it soak up. And no, I don't use a moisture meter because of the kind of soil I use. Whenever I used to stick, I have a moisture meter. I got one when I first started a plant hobby, and it never worked for me unless it was cocoa cocoa coir that would read in the moisture meter. But with the things that I use in my soil mix, it always reads dry even if it's wet because it's so chunky. So I never use a moisture meter ever, never anymore. But I still have one. We have a few because we use a moisture meter for our property when we're watering the blackberries. Give this a water. This needs to soak a little bit, so this and this. Let's do this. I think I covered everything that I do. I'm sure there's something that I forgot. So I know I said that there are some of my plants that have no drainage hole at the bottom, like their cover pots. I have to set an alarm in order to remind myself that I need to check the cover pots because I will forget. I mean, the brain fog is pretty bad when it comes on stuff like that because, we're in a culture now that we always have to have an activity, we have to be multitasking, and I hate that, which is why next year is the year for me to be bored. Okay, there is one that I'm going to flush. Ooh, this is dripping onto the carpet. Ma! Damn it. Not good. Okay. Let's drain. So we're gonna drain there. This one, I want to give it a flush. There are some peduncles here and they're not really doing anything. They're kind of gonna grow, but there's this long vine. I'm gonna have to, let's just bend this. Get this on the trellis. No. While this soaks up, I'm gonna, what was that? Okay, so all the lights turned off. We lost power. Oh, that is not good. Okay, I'm hoping it's gonna come back. Okay, everything's back. Okay, that was crazy. Okay, so watering. All right, the dogs have been disturbed and they're gonna come in here. Anything else that I need to share about watering? Sometimes I have watered on a schedule where I do this side one day and this other side the next. Sometimes that works for me. Are you an underwaterer or overwaterer? Because I am an underwaterer since I've acquired a lot more plants, and it's just trying to keep up with everything, and that's like the downside of owning a lot of plants. I mean, there's people that have way more plants than me. I don't know how they keep up. I don't know. All I know is that I would like to get better. For me, being an underwaterer really still hurts the plant because, especially the Hoyas, when the Hoyas get so dry and then you hydrate them, those roots that's already so wrinkled, they can rehydrate, but some of them get rotty. And the Hoya just don't tell you anything until it's too late. That's what I've noticed with mine. Since I've been watering on a schedule, it's helped quite a bit. And I'm hoping to continue this new schedule that I have. I've only been doing this for a few months, and kind of since I got laid off. Since I got laid off, I've actually been able to keep better schedule at things, probably because I'm not as busy. I am not done watering yet. I finished all 3 of these. I'm going to give it a refill and then come back to it. But thank you so much for hanging out in today's Vlogmas episode. I will see you. Oh, wait. I am still an underwaterer, but with my schedule that I'm doing watering every Friday, I'm hoping that this is what it's going to take for me to get way better. And sometimes you really have to do strict routines on yourself in order to kind of succeed in something that you've been not so good at, in order to build that muscle. And that's what I'm trying to do with a schedule. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you tomorrow in Vlogmas. Vlogmas day 6, I think. I think it's day 6 tomorrow. See you later.